Boom. Well guys, hello, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. Yeah, it's been a bit. We're gonna start the third game in the series, and yeah, that's just how it's gonna be. We've played Ace Attorney, we've played Justice for All, and now all we have left is Trials and Tribulations. So, time to begin. And Turnabout Memories. Who the heck is that? Okay. If I had to guess, is that Maya? If that's Maya, she's looking like different. And I'm guessing that is the girl from the circus, maybe? Right. What? That doesn't look like Maya at all, man. Heck. Well, guess we'll see. Play Turnabout Memories. Yes, here we go. How did I get into this mess? Why? Why did I do that? Me? That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Maya. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it. Dream time? Is it a dream? Don't talk about her like that. Oh. That's not us, right? Oh. It wasn't me. I didn't. I didn't. I didn't do it. Is it like a lookalike? I don't think it's me, right? 5 years earlier, Mia Fey, second trial. Wait, she was 17 then, right? No, I think she was 16 then, right? In 5 years, and now Maya's 23. I think. Anyways, April 11, 9:40 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Ooh, it's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Him. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, good morning. Wait, am I playing Mia? Defending me? Did I do something bad in the past? Or got framed in the past? Mia. Please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know. What are you talking about? I am relaxed. Mr. Grossberg, look at me. I'm relaxed. Let go of my lapels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer. I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today. Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, sorry about that. Well, never you fear, my dear. I'm Marvin Grossberg. I'm at your service. Actually, this is my second time in court. Still, you surprised me. What? With your earnest request last night. Let me handle this case. You suddenly said, and quite forcefully too. I just found out yesterday about the case, I mean. What? And you've already learned all the relevant facts. Well, about that, you see, I mean, of course I have, I think. Spirit medium stuff, eh? Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you're so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there, not their client. Me. I'll have Sniffle. Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I've got. Yep, it'll be fine, no problem. Yeah, shoot, I can't do it. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Wright? Actually, it's Wright. Like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My dog says this way. I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please, let go of my shirt. That's right, he's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. Yeah. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. But that traumatized me so badly, I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. Okay, why the heck is Mia here? Mia's dead. Mia's 6 feet under. Why the heck am I dealing with her now? I want... This is Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations. I don't need a flashback. Yeah, whatever, fine. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client, and for myself. Love P. April 11, 10 AM. District Court, courtroom number 2. Normal judge here, yep. Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Hey, he's not bald, yet. Maybe he is and has a toupee. The defense today is... Miss Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. But isn't that him standing there right next to you? Yes, well, you're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor. I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It will all be over soon. What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. Yep. We'll try our darndest day. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a 4th-year student studying pharmacology. It sounds like he was a very bright young man. Yes, well. Next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Doesn't it just look like... I don't know, doesn't it just look like the telephone wire failed, and probably got hit by the telephone wire, shocked him and killed him? Okay, there's no blood. How could Phoenix Wright get up there and cut it down? Like, maybe we didn't report a body, right? But I think it was a murder. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body. And the defendant who had obviously bungled his getaway. They then called the police. That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. Crime photo 1 added to the court record. The crime took place behind an Ivy building. Yep. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo, I can. Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that this victim died of rather unusual deaths. And unusual deaths? What do you mean, Mr. Payne? Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. Huh? A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I don't want to play her. I want to play Mr. Wright. I don't want to play the dead lady. She's already dead. I don't care what happens because she's already dead, man. Never a fan of prequels, this one. Anyways, a simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I am a genteel man, if you will. What? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of. Ah, a perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause, go on. Please say you know at least this much. I'm sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now see here. The details of the case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you? Fatal electric shock. But you knew that already, didn't you? Ah, the court record. I think I can see that by pressing tab. I know the first game, or the first episode, will be mainly a recap on all the proper procedures. All of the weapons we need can be found in the court record. No, profile is still here. I hate profiles. Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne, age 20, Phoenix Wright's girlfriend, dated the victim. 6 swallow up until 8 months ago. Wait, so we're 26, eh? Victim. Prosecutor, veteran lawyer with a little too much confidence. And superior, yep. All of the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good, hard look at the data in there and think carefully before you answer, my dear. Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I've got to stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. Yep. The court record. Okay, let's take a look. I just pressed tab here. Now then, will the attorney for the defense please answer the question, what was the cause of deaths? Electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electrical shock. In other words, electrocution. Electrocution. But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new super powerful stun gun, perhaps? The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there is one more vital issue. What's that? Why, motive, of course, which is the girlfriend, right? Apparently, there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Bad blood? What do you mean? Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude. That's Winston Payne for you. He is one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. Now, I'm not really drifting at all, really. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Now then, let's hear from the defense of what was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant. And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence. Evidence? Ah, no need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it into old Greybeard's face. Yes, sir. Into old Greybeard's face. Or Mr. Grossberg. Try to set a better example for the young lady. Yeah. Evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. I'm well aware. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with tab, so be sure to go over hers all. Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim? Dahlia Hawthorne. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Dahlia Hawthorne, is it? Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was a victim, Mr. Swallow. She was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly she has some part to play in this story. Ah, he's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness. Yep. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Faye. The defendant has a right not to incriminate themselves, but sorry, I'm still tired. But I guess it is what it is, eh? It's fine, after all. Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection. Very well. Dumb. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand. Sorry, sniffles. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh, yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now, I guess I'm a suspect. No. He means, what did you do before you were arrested? Oh, achoo. I was a university student, Mr. Wright. You understand that you were suspected in the death of your fellow student, Gong's One. But I didn't do it. I am innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you I was. Will the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us? It seems the witness has something he wants to say. Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Your Honor. The victim and I. Oh my. I admit I was there. But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stack of British wannabe. How do you know he was British? I see. So you hardly knew the victim. Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. Looks like the judge understands. You're being naive, you know. Too naive. Oh. It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be cross-examination. This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination? He's right. And it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if a witness's testimony contains any contradictions. If a witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record. But Mr. Wright is my client. Even if he is your client, in court, all eyes must be struck down. Well, not really. In court, all that matters is that you get your client innocent. Or guilty. Or if you're the prosecution, get them guilty. Your job is to create the best case for your client. And the other side will create the best case against your client, and that's how it is. Even if that doesn't make him seem like make him seem like the victim is an evil person. Yeah. Nope, they'll do it. That's how they work. It's lawyers for you, man. Even if he is your client, in court all eyes must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see. What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now? That there was a lie? A contradiction? Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Fay. Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? The victim man die. Irrelevant. Can we elaborate on finding the body? You say you found the body, so who called the police? Unfortunately, it was some other students that notified the police. Other students? Not correct. They were witnesses, yep. Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there next to the body in shock. There was no murder weapon. What? Is that true, Mr. Wright? Could you stop sneezing every time you're in a bind? Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body, but I... So, you didn't know his face, or even his name, right? Right. Well, no. That is, I mean... So, which is it? Did you know him or not? Now, see here. You can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day, or... well... I guess I didn't know his name. News to me. Why didn't he tell me that before? I heard he used to date Dolly. Who is this Dolly person? Yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, I see. Young love. So bittersweet. But that's all I knew about him. No, he knew he's British. I know he's British. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I already knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Reaction. Shoo. Well, Mr. Wright... Ah, no, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear. Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yes, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. I don't see no Union Jack on his shirt, man. I really don't. I don't want to play me, I want to play Mr. Wright. Man. Yeah, whatever. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It's just right there on his back. Miss Faye, is there some point to this line of questioning? Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there is absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute. He's wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body, but if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. But please forgive me. What? Man, yeah, you've made our client cry. Do I have to... I don't want to see my... I know I have to play Mr. Wright, so why do I have to see him cry, man? That's the character I have to play, man. Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyways. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong. Hehehe. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. Oh, did I go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it? Yeah, I took some, but... What's the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand? Called Cold Killer X. Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now? Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. You lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case? It's probably found at the crime scene, yep. Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Oh. Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene. What's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer X. Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Fingerprints. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it. What? Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped on Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright. Order in the court. Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence. Very well. The court will accept them into the court record. Crime photo 2, added to the court record, yep. Cold Killer X added to the court record. Also the victim's wristwatch was broken. Wait, what? Clock upside down. Clock upside down, so... It's 3... I'm not good reading an upside down clock, man. It is 3... Maybe 3:35. You think the wristwatch would have broken? No, we know. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken. Wait. So it wasn't at 3 exactly, eh? We'll keep that in mind. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken. Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all of this? Give me a second here. So our nose was running. This is really bad. Oh, my buttocks. My poor hemorrhoids. What really happened? The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then at around 3 we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking cold killer X for the last 2 or 3 days. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible. Miss Faye, please begin your cross-examination. Oh, please, Mr. Wright. Don't tell any more lies. What really happened? Break this bush. If this is the short episode, we'll at least do this, okay? But I'm not gonna start another second one. Yep. Had you ever met the victim before then? No, never. But that day, he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly. And this Dolly person is my it's kind of embarrassing. She's my sweetheart. Oof. What was that for, Mia? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden. Nadia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is. So it was one of those nasty love triangles I see. Sorry about that. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time. But the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct? Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU. An alchemist, I see. Well, I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man. What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for some more details, Timing of the meeting. So you're absolutely certain you met at 2:45? Yeah, pretty sure. That's the time class ends. But they're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much. Experiments. Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping up something. Well, looks like he's right about the time anyway. Like this, let's go on with your testimony, yeah. About pharmacology department. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Yep, that's right. And they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables, eh? Yeah. There were electrical poles set up all around the building. The high voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. So what was it you were talking about? You know... that maybe we should hang out again sometime. Hang out again sometime. I wish that were true. So you say you went back? Yeah. That's when I found the body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right, I was. Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up. True. Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this, yep. There we go. Huh, I want to sit in a comfortable position here. There we go. Should be fine. Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this, yep. I've been talking, okay, I already know. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of the year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not... I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. Man, my nose, man. Sorry. I'm trying not to do too much, but I keep forgetting. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Oh, what does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly. Just the two of us, eh? We can make it if we try, and just the two of us, eh? Yeah, okay, just two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. Youch. Why did you punch me in the jaw? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death. And then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. Not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for a little girl. However, there is one mystery that still remains. There is, Your Honor. How'd he die? How the murder was carried out. Of course, just how was the victim electrocuted? Save. I am aware how. You know how. Yeah, and I'm trying to fall asleep back. My brain wants to sleep so bad. I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct? Well, that is, you are correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. Establish murder weapon. Murder method. Establish murder method. Your Honor. Yes, Miss Faye. I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be most impressive. Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes. An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence. Yep. Of course I know that. Actually, I had totally forgotten about that. Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. I don't know how they don't notice, but sure. As for the cause of deaths, I think this picture captures it quite well. What? But there is nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Faye, where exactly in this photo is a murder weapon? Well, naturally, it's right here. Nuts. What is that? A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard. The machines that pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. So the high voltage cable. Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of deaths. That is the most likely explanation. That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant. That much is certainly true. Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was a murderer. You do? Well, what is it? His fingerprints. Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something beside the medicine bottle? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. The umbrella, yep. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket, and as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. You mean... Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand. What? What? I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder. He squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable. I mean, I kind of doubt that. There should be burn marks on the victim's coat. If it was pushed, right, it would be on the back. There should be burn marks. Or electrical marks or whatever they're called. And that would be it. Yada yada, you get the gist. Yep. Also, one quick thing I need to see is a leather and insulator. I mean, like, if leather is an insulator, that kinda debunks them fairly well. Is a leather and insulator. Okay, leather is an insulator, huh? If leather's an insulator and he was wearing the leather jacket when he got pushed, he shouldn't have been electrocuted, yep. However, when it gets wet from sweat, the insulating factor diminishes, It's an insulator, eh? Order, that's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Stick a fork in us, we're done. Mr. Grossberg, my hemorrhoids never lie. The show is over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him. No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt. Your Honor, at this time, I am prepared to render a verdict in this case. Hey, do you have something further to add, Miss Faye? I always have something more to add, yep. But I want to be back to Heck at Phoenix, man. I don't want to be Mia. I know Mia's dead. I don't want to play a dead character, man. Do you have something further to add, Miss Faye? Is that what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye. No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you and I'll represent you to the very end. We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Cough. Wait a minute, Mr. Wright. I'll tell you what really happened. Oh man, my nose. But I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further. I did it. I shoved him. I admit it, I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault. My fault that Mr. Swallow died. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. How am I going to defend that? What you just said, was that the truth? Yes, I was afraid. Afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was a murderer for sure. Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced that you are. But please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. It'll be okay, Faye, won't it? Miss Faye, I believe in you. Oh, yeah, thank you. I still can't believe it. He really did push the victim. Oh, it feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake. Please don't use the references, man. I get some of them, but man, please, for the love of all that's holy, man, I don't want to hear it. When I pushed the victim, that guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. I'm guessing Dolly did it. Probably drugged him, maybe. They said he died by electrocution, which is a possibility. But there's no electrical burns on the body, which means it's kinda weird that he died of electrical burns. Yep. Anyways, here. Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as I say, is that. A simple explanation indeed. At the time of the incident, a light rain had been fallen. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. Wait, no, he was wearing an umbrella. But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it. That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that. Miss Faye, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that? Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. Brain is mush. Brain is mush. You know, maybe you can drink coffee or whatever, but coffee, like, doesn't taste too good, and there was something weird in my coffee. It was like some weird chunk. Whatever, I don't know what it was. I thought to just ignore it. I didn't know, but I had the coffee a while ago. Oh, I can't remember, man. My brain's all fuzzy. Anyways. This ain't gonna be relevant information. So what kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl. Is that all? Yep. Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself. Oh boy. You're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after you said that, I just... A loud noise, and what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was. Yeah. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. What should I do? I should have taken safe scum here. Because safe scumming is always the way to go. It works, you know, and if it works, it works, it works, and yada 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 yada. Ask for more details, Mr. Wright. That loud noise you heard may be extremely important, so try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Oh. Aha! Could it have been the umbrella? Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it and it broke. Well, I mean, according to the image, the umbrella is quite a bit of ways away from his body. Sorry, migraine. Yep, okay, yep. Sorry, it's like a brain freeze right now. Okay, yep. Okay, I'm gonna continue. As I was saying, the umbrella's away from his body, which is kind of strange. Because and also, I get it. I guess he could have cut the cable after he was in the rain for a bit. Oh, okay. He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now? Two things, actually. There's two things that I find issues in this statement here. He shoved him, right? Shoved him so he should be on his back, not on his front. And he fell on top of the umbrella, but the umbrella's not by his body at all. What do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now? Well... Of course it's important, yeah. This is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important, it's vital. Want to officially have it and entered into the testimony, yep. How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. Yep. Yep, objection. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on. If I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. And on top of that, the victim is fallen forward, not backwards, which is quite strange. You're absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. No. No. Order, order, order. The victim, he moved. Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now? Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene. I want it presented as evidence immediately. Umbrella added to the court record. Umbrella, owned by the victim, found broken near an electrical pole at the crime scene. Yep. But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind. No, he was laying on it. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. But I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial. But as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment. No. I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. Phoenix's testimony added to the court record. Phoenix's testimony, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud sound when this happened. Well done, Mia. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about? Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying. Another witness, maybe? Let me guess, you have another witness. Exactly. And the witness's testimony will be incontrovertible. Yep. Well, who is this witness? Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly? I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. What? I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. Bad news. You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious. Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. April 11, 11:52 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 3. Miss Faye, hi. I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end. No, it's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah. So I guess I can start there. Yeah, so I guess I can start to relaxing, huh? Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts. But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Oh. What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dolly and we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side, anyway. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here. Take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this. So she gave it to you as a present, I see. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, alright. It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Dahlia's present, borrowed from Phoenix Wright. Dahlia's present, a small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day they met. He shows it to everyone. Everyone. Yep. No. Suppose that being tired has like the same effects of being like a bit drunk or whatever. Fun fact, at least that's what I heard. Dahlia's present, borrowed from Phoenix Wright. Anyway. So, after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. Oh. What a strange girl. Asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Oh. Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see, murder in the courthouse. Murder. Is there poison in the bottle? She committed murder. Poison in the bottle. And we have it, so we're less suspicious. It doesn't bring it on her. I mean, yeah, I can definitely see it. You know how it is, depending on how the guy got murdered. Anyways, let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder. What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct? Newspaper clipping added to the court record. A news article from May 28. Which is, like you, I think it's August 28. June? It's June, so July, August, yep. Almost 8 months ago, so therefore... I don't know what's wrong. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself. Yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find. Thank you. I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like the recess is about over. We'd better all get moving. I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. My brain feels like it's too late. Please be da. No. It's not da. That's like the only one. That's the only good one, man. Da. It's the only good one. Every other one I can sucks. Pain in the butt. Oh, whatever. April 11, 12:13 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Bain, please call your witness to the stand. This next person is someone who will witness the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand. It's always the pretty ones that are evil in this game, I tell ya. What was this stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word, but in your case, I must admit you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. I can't believe he actually said that. Bias already shown. We need a new judge. This one seems bad. I don't want it. No, sorry. Anyways, now then, witness, Could you please state your full name? Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous. If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size. Oh. Oh, sip. Pain. Ugh. And I will bash them with my gavel. Oh my. Why can't you two be normal, man? Well, like, you know, I know my person I play normal a lot of the time, but you know, we at least have a few normal people here, man. It's not like I'm crazy. That aren't dead. Yeah. I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. You were all so nice, I almost feel right at home. Not at all. It was nothing. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine. Well, you know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the herd. Oh, it always, like, you know, it always does a bit of mental damage whenever, like, I'm reading something right. And then I'm reading it, and then, it does a reference, an old reference, man. I hate those old references in video games. Like, you know, you have to try making it something universal. Like Thug Shaker or whatever ain't universal. It's gonna be forgotten if someone plays it in the future or whatever, right? And if you're born in like the 2000s or maybe 2000s earlier, maybe like 1980s, right? Even not 1980s, you probably don't know. It's probably like 1990s, 2000s, right? You're probably gonna know what it is, but if you ain't gonna know. Therefore, kind of, like, you know, I feel like it narrows down the demographic a bit too much, but like, I think I have to search it up. Oh, what's a Thug Shaker? Oh, milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Where's that from? I don't know, from a song, Thug Shake. Or no, Harlem Shake was it, yeah. I'm not really a fan of this localization though. Just how I feel about it though. Anyways. Sir, is there something I can help you with? You just go on and say whatever is on your mind. I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone, I just know it. Yes, yes. I can see why you'd say that. She's going to be a tough witness. Alright, yeah. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. My brain feels too mush. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Okay guys, here's the plan. I might, instead of doing the normal 3 hours, might be 2. Because honestly, I'm not sure I can stay on my brain. It's like working into overdrive just so I can read, man. Just so I can read and my brain's going to overdrive, but you know, we try. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. You see, the annoying thing for me, right? When I get tired, temperature kind of raises, right? Like my body temperature, so I start feeling like hot. Like cold sweats or whatever. Or I guess heat sweats. And kind of cold sweats as well. After I go to sleep. It's a while, so I mean, I could do it, like maybe I got more coffee or more caffeine. But then you can't fall asleep, right? And kind of plan for going to sleep after, right? That's kind of a problem there, but right side. Not too much to do tomorrow other than I'm looking for certain stuff. For a certain necessity here. Anyways, what I witnessed. I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. And that's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities. I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong. Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth. But, I would never. That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that? Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of papers and lies. Tee-hee. You haven't changed a bit. Yafei. What's this? So you two are acquainted? Yes. We've met before. Once. In any case, Miss Fay, the floor is all yours. It's good to see you again, Madame Fay. Madame, I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. Madam. I don't think Madam's grandma, right? I think Madam's just like French for Miss, right? I think Mademoiselle is Mrs., right? Or it's the other way around, I don't really know, man. It's been so long that I can't recall a lot of stuff. Maybe if I was less tired, I'd be more sure, but just how it is. What? Witnessed. Yeah. I mean, Beanie said he did give it back every time, right? Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim, is that right? I was watching the whole time. Beanie never did a thing to Dougie. If I press it for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? I mean, the issue is that we have Phoenix Wright's testimony, and his would be probably more valuable in this situation. Unfortunately, for some reason, it ain't in there, man. Don't know why. It's not in there, but whatever. Show contradiction, sure. People lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne. So let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never. Miss Fay, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting. But please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job. Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim. What? There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if he came out and told us the whole truth. There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw. Yes, Your Honor, I will, if you don't mind. I'd like to revise my testimony. Looks like we're finally getting somewhere, yep. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. Okay, oh yeah, sure. You didn't see it. Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground. And at that time, there was only two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Like Swallow. Yes, that's right. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either. So then, what did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation. Oh, give me a break. And that's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely. Do you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge. Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony, yep. Right, smush. Wow, that's where I'm at. If I put my head on the desk, I'm gonna fall asleep at this rate. I'm gonna try. If it to get 2 hours. Or next good save point. You know, either or, whichever one comes first, you know how it is. At least that'll be the intention. The intention, that is. Okay. Boom. When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department? Yes. They're all very fond of their drugs. Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct? That's what I was planning to do. That's what I was planning to do. But in the end, I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students kept running out of the building entrance. Moving closer, there we go. Somehow, they all seemed to know what was going on. The students knew what was going on. Me press information. But how could the student have known what was going on? Well, I don't know for sure that they know what had happened. It's just, they all seem kind of excited about something. It doesn't look like I'm going to get any more info about the students. So, did the students call the police? Yes, I was so panicked. Yes. Well, anyone would have been, my dear. That girl. She's telling a super obvious lie and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, that's gotta be it. Way to go, Mia. Okay, that means I'm going to have to dig deep to find the contradiction on this one. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Feeny, I mean, Mr. Wright is in the art department. If that's the case, what were you doing by the pharmacology building? Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese Senryu poetry, yeah. Huh, Senryu poetry, sure. Oh, how wonderful. It's that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes. Oh. I don't know much information about it, but hey, sure. Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend. Not supposed to be poetry. Sounds more like a midlife crisis. True. For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area. Ah, yes, I see. That makes sense. You know, I wish we had a map. Like all I'm saying, man, if we had a map, it'd be a lot easier. You know, just a bit easier, but you can only get what you get. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors. How else would you enter? Teleportation? Dumb judge. I believe I have pressed every option. Although, there is a contradiction here. Objection! You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct? Yes, that's why I was very relaxed. Yeah. Sorry. Yes, that's why I was very relaxed. Looking at the scenery around me. Tisk, tisk, tisk. That's nice. But I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect. And as when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. I don't want to break it. I was debating on breaking a pencil to prove it, but I actually don't like breaking stuff. He said that. If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? Oh well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. May I have a moment to answer? May I have a moment to answer, but by all means. I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise of raining. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time. Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered? The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. Thought it was only running likely, man. Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all. Wait a sec, Mia. The testimony just now, she said something that could totally change this whole case. There was a lightning, yeah. A large snap could be easily lightning, eh? There was lightning. Your Honor, there is a problem with the witness's testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes, what about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right? Now is not the time for a science lesson, Miss Faye. Yes, Your Honor, anyway. Since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? Oh, wow. I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me. Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway, heck. This entire case is built entirely on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believed that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, victim of a stray bolt. It appears the defense may be onto something. Could be that the death was actually accidental. Alright, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty now if you don't mind. I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye. Ah. I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location. What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case. Evidence, Mr. Payne. Well, what is this evidence? This affidavit. And who is this affidavit from? The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 PM that day. Was it a blackout? All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor. So you're saying that the equipment lost power because... Precisely, they lost power because of the severed cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 PM, which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report. I think it's more so 3:35. Right. Yeah. 3. No. It's 12. Yeah, 3:05. 3:05, 3:15, 30, 45, 0. Yep. Around 305, it'd be around 310, 315 year. So about 305 when it happened. Which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report. Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. You forget that he was wearing a leather jacket though, and if he's wearing a leather jacket, it would kind of make sense that it's an insulator. And he was using an umbrella, so he wouldn't be wet during the time when he actually hit. And unless he was holding, if he was holding on to it, his muscles would contract, yes, but he would stay on it. And there would be significant burning. Most important of all, he is pushed over from the back, not the front. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future. I see. Apparently the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. You know, I wonder if it'd be murder in this instance, because this thing, right? This thing is, like, you know, murder has to be intentional, right? Well, or extreme ignorance, right? But how would he know those cables would fall? How would he know that the poles were so heckin' brittle? He had no knowledge of that. And I don't think any reasonable person would expect pushing someone, getting someone to shove would end up them dying. Like maybe a broken arm or something, but no, when you're dying. Like maybe if they're like, you know, maybe like an old lady, right? But in general, not so much. The old power cable broke due to some sort of impact on 4-9 at 2:55 p.m. Huh. However, there is one thing left that shows me. Wait. 2:55. But no, it's definitely. No, it's definitely 305, right? This is the 12. Once it passes here. 05. It's here, so yeah, 305. If it was here, it'd be 2:55. That means the power went out beforehand. Ugh. However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct? Oh, well, I suppose you could say that. Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable? Only thing in my brain is thinking about catching some of these. Like maybe listen to a horror story to fall asleep, like you do, man. You know, it's a good way to fall asleep. Cause I tell you, man, way better. Oh, like, I don't know, I've been like trying to have, I try to do my dreams right, but dreams are, you know, they're kind of a mixed bag. Dreams kind of confuse me because I get like 20 different perspectives all at the same time. 20 different things, like I'm becoming 20 different people. I am them, I'm not them at the same time, I'm just confused, yada yada. Yeah, well, never mind that. Save here, and continue. Do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable? Your Honor. I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? All of the options here are. See, I want to do it right, but the thing, if I do it, it ain't gonna go well. Follow the umbrella. Broken near an electrical pole to the crime scene. What if someone used it to hit the... This is it. This is why the cable snapped. Well, Your Honor, I believe that the only thing that has snapped is the mind of the defense. Yeah, well. Do you have any thoughts regarding, Yeah, I don't like how this is looking one bit either, because I need to figure out. I really want to bring up the girl, but it ain't gonna work well. Well, then it's yours. I want to do her. This is it. This is why the cable snapped. Oh. I don't want to say it snapped because of the victim. Cause of death, IVU building, Nope. Some sort of impact here, Do I have to do this one? Nope. You know, every now and then, every now and then you're a bit stumped. Okay, opinion. Well then. I thought it'd be that, not gonna lie. Cold killer. I mean, the umbrella was by the pole, right? I guess it could have been struck, right? It could have been struck with the umbrella. Am I, But if he's right, it ain't gonna work. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony. The defendant's testimony. He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 PM, correct? Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that? The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 PM, which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. However, the guy didn't die then. Wait, so it was Mr. Wright. I just didn't want to incriminate my client. Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion, and it was the very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. Incorrect. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. What's that supposed to mean? Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break. Well, that makes sense, and the victim was electrocuted. Nope. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Order in the court. The lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them. It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? To Madame Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them. What the? Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time, please, Mr. Judge? Of course it's alright. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony, yeah. And this is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. Although no, I'm thinking of calling it here, not gonna lie. What I witnessed part 2. Honestly, I think I'm gonna call it here. Sorry for the shorter one, guys. My brain's too tired to focus here. In any case, hope you enjoyed this short one. Yeah, we'll try doing some more tomorrow, but I might have to start earlier so we can actually do more. But yeah, in any case, guys, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all later. Peace out, and have a good one. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.